Hey, turn me up just a little bit. Mic check 1 2 1 2.
Can I talk to you? Yeah. Can I share with you? Yeah. Something personal. Yeah. Where I've been, what I've done, who I am.
Yeah. We got Anthony Lofty's from Tennessee. Hi, Anthony. Woo!
What's going on, everyone? Oh, got my nipple all out. Thank y'all for coming in. I see everyone in the chat. So we're doing something a little different today. So everything on this channel, everything on this video is alleged for entertainment purposes only, and everything is in my opinion. If you have not followed me on social media, make sure you go ahead and follow me on social media. You can also follow me on TikTok. Also, if you're looking for a smile makeover, hit up Dr. Roger Cooper. They're always accepting new clients. Bella Dental Services, use AL23 and you will get your 30% off on your smile makeover. Now, today is Love and Marriage Huntsville Season 8, Episode 10. Today is the Aunties Edition. Now, I'm not going to be reviewing it today because I haven't even watched the episode. I have to go ahead and get ready. So the Aunties is going to take over and I will go live tomorrow and do what I do. Now, give it up for the Aunties, y'all. Auntie Mildred.
Yeah, baby.
Where in the world is Auntie Maritha?
Listen, while she was talking all that,
She's in the percent call me. And I'm like, it's like I declined the call. She not even up here. It's in the chat.
Lord, she was in the chat. I don't know where Maritha at.
There she go right here. All right,
Okay.
y'all. You all got it.
Woo, 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 woo. How many people we got watching, Mildred? We gonna do it. How many? We ain't got no people watching us yet.
Probably not.
But anyway, they gonna come.
But you know, I can party all by my damn self.
Me too, girl, because I got my Tito and my guava. I got my guava juice tonight.
I got some Patron.
Oh, girl. Okay, girl.
All right, y'all got it. The floor is all yours. I'm on mute. Have a good life.
Okay, we ain't gonna be on long and then because we know you got somewhere to go. We ain't gonna do no 7 hours tonight.
No, I can't. I got about a good 45 minutes to an hour.
45 minutes to an hour. That's all I could do for you too, friend girl. But good evening, everybody. And thank you for joining us for the Auntie Edition. Our nephew tonight, he's been busy all week, so he's been drained, he's been tired, and he had other things to do. So, and I did not know how to maneuver all this StreamYard stuff. So he was so gracious to let me and my sis come on tonight and talk about what we saw tonight. And he'll come back tomorrow and we'll do it all over again tomorrow. So, Mildred, you got something you want to say to the people?
I just hope everybody having a good Saturday. Hope they're getting ready for the family and Thanksgiving and all that good stuff. And we can just jump on into the show.
All right, girl, you do what you do, and I'm going to do what I do. So tell me, what did you think about the first start with the conversation between Martel and Destiny?
The look. Listen, Destiny facial expressions are everything. Like, even when she don't say shit, her face say everything. She was like, well, Martel, why is we talking about this stuff? Why are we talking about this? Why are we going there? I loved it. I actually, to be honest with you, they really do give a really sibling or cousin vibe, or like making your head hurt, say my YouTube cousin on the Instagram side. They do. They seem very close. I don't know what all the hoopla was and why there were people trying to say that they bumped uglies and was hunching and stuff. I didn't get that from them. I didn't get that at all.
But you know what I see their relationship as, because I have had men friends, and I would prefer to have men as friends
Okay.
versus, you know, women as friends, because men are not like sitting hens. They don't sit and talk. You know, men gossip just as much as women do. But when you
Yeah.
got a good male friend, he's gonna tell you that man ain't no good for you. You know,
Right.
he, you know, there's and I, what I saw with the both of them, I saw a real friendship. I saw like a sister and brotherly bond,
Yeah.
you know, like that. And you know, I can put my head on my shoulder and I can tell my friend, my brother, I can talk to him and he can talk to me. And you know, sometimes I can talk him off a ledge, or tell him, you know, you're wrong about what you're thinking. And the conversation that they were having, it was like um heartfelt when he was asking her about her dad and her
Very much so.
yeah, and about her business and stuff like that. And it turned when he talked about the trip. We know everybody was going to have, you know, everybody talking about the trip. So we knew that was going, you know, we knew that was going to happen. And you can't talk about the trip he said, with you and Mel being there. So when he went like almost when he went to the dark side, I would just say, okay, here we go again. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, so you know, I that you know, I'm glad they got them two on out the way, and then and then here come Mel, um, her conversation with Neil. You know, tell me your feelings about that. Tell me what you think about that.
For me, I think it's just really hard when I see two women that clearly had a friendship that was established before the show.
For your cleaning routine.
They
Adding one
were
disinfectant spray is 30 times more effective at stopping the spread of germs.
Okay, Mildred, you went out.
Laundry sanitizer kills 99.
Hill
Hello.
and
Okay.
Mel's life. She seemed like she was invested in their life and them being happy and them being together as a couple. Because what I saw from way back is that she was someone that acted as a mentor slash counselor slash just really good person that the both of them could confide in. Um, it was
This Black Friday? Oh, I never like this Black Friday.
Okay, Mildred, you constantly you keep going out.
she
Why
is
Mildred?
really just got her against the ropes. Like, was that a rope a dope she just put on there? And
You know,
obviously, and I'm gonna jump the gun a little bit, but when she talked to her husband after she processed it, she felt the same way. I think a lot of the things that she said was, well, when I say she, I mean Mel. When Mel was talking to Nell, I think it was she didn't understand that she was actually hurting Nell as well. And it was hard to watch because guess what? The friendship is fractured and I don't know if it'll ever be the same again. I don't know if it'll ever be the same again. And I do believe that Nell had the best intentions and the best wishes for Mel and Martell. But unfortunately, she needed to choose, and I don't understand why.
well, before I say something about it, I do want to thank everybody for being here, and I want to say good evening to everyone, to Willette, to Debbie, to Queen
Hey,
Barb, to
y'all.
Living for Me, Gwen, Joy. I want to say good evening to everyone, and I want to thank you guys for being here for the Auntie Edition. This is just something that we're trying out. Anthony will be back tomorrow, and we'll get into it more deeper. Is just the aunties are having this conversation with you lady, with whoever want to come join us. We're just having this conversation among as aunties. You know, Anthony is the professional, we're not. And you know, with me, the whole thing about when Nell and Mel was talking, I feel like Mel is very condescending. She's very condescending, and it was typical Nell. You know, I felt like Nell was biting down when, you know, okay, I got receipts about what you said, and friends don't say that. Yes, friends do. You know, my friends could tell me, Marita, you know what? You so mean. You so hateful. You know, my friends could tell me that because they're not telling me something that I don't already know. And what Nell was saying, she should have stood in. I wish she would have stood in what she was saying and not always cowarding
I
to
think what
Mel.
she was trying to say was that she didn't mean to hurt Mel. Like those comments apparently hurt Mel, and she was saying, "No, no, no, that's my opinion. I don't know
But
why it hurt Mel.
Mildred,
Being told you stubborn. If that's the worst thing anybody ever called me, I'd be all right.
that's
Stubborn?
exactly that's what I'm saying. And then I am so glad the camera did go back to a time when she was crying to Nell. And when Martel and Mel was to her house, so there was some counseling going on. There was some mentoring going on because this is a couple that's been married. You know, they're married, been married, is still married. Done went through the infidelity. They done been through a lot. Nell has been called a side chick,
Yep.
and you know all sorts of things.
And
But through
I'm gonna say some real shit, and people may not be ready for this. There is a road to a successful marriage after infidelity. Okay? I'm not telling you something that I think, I'm telling you something that I know. There can be infidelity and you can still get through it, get past it, and have a good, productive, loving marriage. But both parties has to be willing to put the work in. You cannot go back to the same issue once you say you forgive. Now we're wired to remember. We're gonna remember shit. But what you gotta remember is you gotta forget to hold it against them. So when they don't take out the trash, you can't bring up, but you cheated, but you cheated.
oh,
You
I'm
can't
sorry.
do that, not if you want to get past it. And I tell everybody this is my second marriage. My first marriage, the infidelity it didn't what send my ass out of there. It wasn't that. I could get past that because I know how some men are wired. I didn't want to stay in it because he was a mean, nasty person that didn't want to stop hitting me. But the infidelity was low on the things that I had going on. Mel and Martell are like a lot of other couples that I've seen, and I'm sure a lot of us know and can relate to. It's just that it was so corrosive over time, a lot of other things. But I think that Nell and Chris are a prime example that they got past that. And what are they, 30 some years into this?
They
30 some
30,
years.
yeah,
And I
exactly.
just don't know why people have such unreasonable expectations of human beings, real human beings with flaws. Like some of this stuff don't make sense to me, but go ahead.
But you know, before I say what I need to say, first of all, you know, Gwen, I thought all of you said you wasn't interested in the show anymore. You know what? It's on. We're bored. We're drinking, and we're going to talk about it. So if you don't like what we're saying, you so free to leave. And so for everybody, please hit that like and like and subscribe. Feel free to if you want to drop something. But Gwen, it's gonna be what it's gonna be, and it is what it is, and we're gonna talk about it. And if you don't like it, you could get the stepping. Okay, you could get the stepping. So I'm gonna talk about it, and my sis gonna talk about it. So yeah, when a couple made the decision that they want to be together, they're going to stay together. Uh, because I feel like Neil and Chris have 30 years of marriage. You go through some things,
You
and
go through a lot.
you go through some things, and then you have to weigh what's important and what's not important. If we're going to be together, we're going to be together. And if we're not going to be together, we're not going to be together. And honestly, when made the decision to marry Martell, she knew in the beginning from college days that Martell was a cheater. He cheated in college because, and from what I understand, he was with someone else and he cheated with her. Okay, on her wedding day, the wedding planner that I already told you about what Martell done did. So Martell been cheating pretty much all through their relationship. So you made that choice to marry this man. You made the choice to have the babies from this man. And then, and this is my opinion, in my opinion only. You not only did you make the choice to marry this man, but to have babies with this man, to build a life with this man. And truth be told, you would still be with this man if it wasn't for your fans.
Hey, aunties, y'all got kosher up here.
Oh, hi,
Hey,
Kosha. Hi,
Kosha.
Lauren. What you got to
Hi.
say
So you
about it?
know I'm listening, and everything you saying is hitting all the way to heart because you've been helping me in my healing right now. But I see both ends of the stick for Mel. But what she did tonight, I don't agree. You got to take accountability because as a woman, I knew what I was stepping into. When them people told me, and when I seen it, and I tried to ignore it, and I did not ignore.
Hello, you
We
still here?
lost you, Kosha.
I
Kosha,
see.
you there?
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
Yeah,
we can hear
yeah,
you, baby.
okay,
I'll
yeah.
put my phone down. I'm sorry. What I was saying is, Auntie Maritha, you've been helping me with everything I'm going through. But the thing that I don't agree with Mel with, she's not taking accountability for. A woman knows in her pit of her stomach, in her soul, in her spirit, not just a woman, a human knows when someone is not being.
Okay, she's going in and out. Um, Mildred, you want to look at some of these? Gwen, thank you so much for what you're saying. Why
Girl,
you
I
getting
can't
mad?
see him. I
I
can't see
can't.
him.
Gwen, I'm not getting mad. Mad is not something I do. Animals get mad, dogs get mad,
I
cats
get
get mad.
mad. Can you
I
hear
don't
me?
get. I don't get mad. Yes, yes, Kosha, you're back now.
So
You
about
going in
three
and
minutes
out.
and 30 and about 3 minutes and 43 seconds ago, Gwendolyn, I seen your comment come across the screen saying I thought that y'all wasn't gonna be watching this show. I thought that y'all wasn't gonna be on Anthony's platform. But guess what? Thank you. Thumbs up because you're making him money. Everybody's here for a reason. If you listen to what all these women, all us as
Wow, every time she start talking good, it always go out. But as Southern girl, you're right. Being allergic to accountability is a hell of a drug. And you know what? When you cannot be accountable for the things that you do, and it's one thing about me for sure. I'm gonna stand 10 toes down in my mess. And I am the first one to admit when I am wrong. Because when you know you are wrong, you know it. Nobody ain't got to tell you that you're wrong. You know it. And the conversation that her and Nail was having, I just, I want to
It was
like
hard to
Nail
watch.
so bad.
It was really hard to watch because
It was.
I just felt
There's
bad
an
for them because
echo.
they were friends.
Yeah. You know, and it's like when you somebody got something on, who Mildred, you see who's on with us? Because somebody
Uh-uh.
okay. But that conversation, I want to really like Nell because I kind of like Nell, but I want Nell to stand in what she say. Don't back down from Mel. And then when Mel was in that kitchen, oh, I'm surprised you over here. And then you mentored me. Why you mentored me? Being so animated about it when you know that this lady have, put you in a place of calmness. You know that you've cried on this woman's shoulder
Not only
about
that,
how
but I saw that scene where she broke up that lady's good damn dishes.
girl, and she
Listen,
broke up a set.
listen,
she was in that
listen.
lady's house breaking up everything. I'm sorry, y'all. I know my internet be going in and out, so now I'm outside where it's good. T-Mobile
Okay,
Okay.
baby.
sucks in California, San Diego.
But
But
she done broke up a set. A
Yeah.
set of a set of glasses. Now I got to go back to the store
And
and buy
that's
another
how I know
set.
they was good friends. That's how I know that she loved her for real. Because if you come to
she
my house
left
and break up my shit, we probably ain't gonna come back ever again.
Mel.
So I know they was real good friends. She loved Mel and Martel. She had to.
I enjoy now. I enjoy now. And can y'all hear me? Am I breaking
Uh-huh.
up? Okay. I enjoy Nell and Chris' marriage. Watching it tonight, going through what I'm going through, made my heart tug because I want that. And we're going through hard times. marriages go through cycles.
Baby, marriages ebb and flow. The passion ebbs and flows. You love them. Sometimes you can't stand them. It is really work. So I want you to understand that there is no perfect marriage. But let me tell you something, it's worth it. If you can look at it and say, overall, he's not trying to hurt me. He's not trying, he wants the best for me. Okay? I can depend on this man. He's my rock. If you can look at it and you can say that, does he protect me? Does he protect my heart? I'm not gonna tell you no. My friends know me and James be around here, but like, oh, if he don't stop bothering me. But listen, so these shows are really just supposed to highlight that, and I'm sorry that it doesn't. But let me say this: it actually did, because when I saw them dancing, and the look on both of their faces was pure love. Nell and Chris love each other, baby. They have figured out what works for them, and that I celebrate. I celebrated that in them. The fact that they're in their, I don't know how old they is, but 50s ish, and they find that love, that stuff they like to do together. The children are grown. I was like, that's right. That's what I want to see.
But you know what? I think what for me, I look at my mom and what my dad had, and and I always say if I can't have what they had, I don't want it. Because you know what, my mom said what she said, and my dad said what he said, but at the end of the day, he was the head of the household. And what he said went. My mom and dad went through some things. They went through some things, and she made that decision. I'm not leaving my marriage because I talked to my mom and I asked my dad questions. And my dad said, honey, let me tell you something. I ain't going nowhere. I'm not going nowhere. And I talked to my mom, and my mom said, you know what? He may pay rent, he may pay a car payment, but what I am getting, I ain't going nowhere, and I will not be disrespected. My mom wasn't ever disrespected, and I knew my dad loved my mom, and I knew that they had fun together because on their anniversary, one anniversary, he said, honey, get dressed up. We going out to eat. You know where they went at? At the time, they had a place called Ponderosa.
Yep.
And that's where they went for their anniversary to Ponderosa. And she was just as happy as she could be. And I see that with Chris and Nell. You know, they went through what they went through and they made a conscious decision. We're gonna be together. Come hell or high water, we gonna be together. And truth be told, Mel and Martel saw something in Chris and in Nell, because I don't believe Chris and Nell went to them. They came to that couple because they made it work. They made it work. And for Mel to minimize that, to act like that Nell didn't do anything to help her along the way, and that you didn't cry out, you didn't come to my house and you cry and breaking up my stuff. You and your husband breaking up my stuff in my house. That to me, that shows that Mel is not when you ask a friend, when you're married and you have people, you telling people, well, you got to make a decision what side you gonna be on.
It ain't no Auntie. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
I
we
mean,
can
can
hear
y'all
you now.
hear me?
You
We
going
ain't, baby.
in and out, yeah,
I'm
but we can
sorry.
hear you.
No, my phone keep doing this allow and none allow, and I'll be sitting, I'll be talking, thinking I'm speaking to everybody. But everything you done said is correct. The problem with Mel is, as all women, even with as all humans, we know when we hurt, we go through the different emotions where we're vindictive, we're manipulative.
Damn it, man. Maritha, can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead, Mildred.
Okay, because Kosha went out again. And every time she starts to just say something really good, her internet goes out.
No, since my phone screen goes out, and I think when my phone screen goes out, y'all stop hearing me. So I'm gonna keep tapping the button. I got an Apple
Yo,
phone,
yeah,
so my
yeah,
mom.
yeah. Yeah,
Okay,
I got
so
it.
my thing is all I'm saying is it's accountability. I know myself. I got married at 25. Auntie Marita knows my story, and y'all both have given me great advice. Watching the shows gives me great advice. Watching Nell and Chris pulled at my heart tugs. No one knows what it is to walk in these people's shoes. However, what we do know is the what was it? Authentic. What when you're authentic about something, when you really
Authenticity.
true. Yeah, girl, my tongue is twisted. I'm 3 drinks in. I ain't gonna lie about it. So I'm feeling great. But that's what Anthony. He's struggling with that being like, Coach, I don't want you going off. I ain't gonna go off. But what I am gonna say is, it's the accountability.
That's important.
Melody,
That's
Melody
very
has
important.
she has a lot of pain, but she has to heal from that pain. Ain't nobody saying when to, but when you're capitalizing off of that pain, when you're monetizing off of that pain, you're never really going to heal from it because you're not getting away from it. I know that now because I'm going through it.
Mm.
All of us are going through it. I felt for her,
Mm-hmm.
but then when she's had that scene talk about Maurice and all, like, only reason that you ain't perfect and you ain't got a motherfucking a mother effing mugshot is because you got your little puppets out here doing your work. Let's be honest about it all. Just say what it is, and you'll have a lot more people follow you and understand you for the things that it was. Because I was a male fan from the beginning. You thought of monetizing. Money ain't everything. I will sleep in a cardboard box. I would sleep in plastic with my family to show them how much I love them. But if it ain't
Mm.
reciprocated, I'm gonna do what I have to do. So that's where she felt.
Mm-hmm.
Now it went to a point of vindictive. Then you're being blown up. Then it's sympathy, and it's still blowing up. But she still never helped. She still never helped. I feel for her, but do I agree with her? Absolutely not. I don't like how people come for Nell. Nell stepped up and she's a step up mother. And
Mm-hmm.
so is Chris. That takes a lot. And they're in it through every 30 years. I'm 14 years in and I'm ready to call it quits. I'm asking for, like, come on now. And they still here. That's
But
an
you,
accomplishment. Can't
but you
nobody take
know,
that from them. And for her to say, you ain't never been a mentor in over all these, seasons A and B, 9 seasons now, we see now helped them so much, and Chris helped them so much. And as Miss Maritha, Auntie Maritha, you done said earlier, it wasn't the other way around. They wasn't jumping in their business. Y'all was coming to their house. You broke up they good crystal. It wasn't the other way around. Own it.
but sometimes it is so hard for people to own it. When today, this morning,
They're not authentic when they don't own it. They don't want to grow. They don't want no growth. All they're looking at is what they can gain. There's the G's are something. Growth, gain, God.
and okay, Coach, I'm totally agreeing with that. And I think I don't know if I spoke to Mildred about it this morning or whoever. Uh, I was listening to Charles Stanley this morning, and he was talking about peace, and he said, people pretend a lot. We wear so many different faces during the day.
Mhm.
We're so two-faced, we're so many-faced. That's what I like to say. And
Mhm.
before a person can say that they are at peace with something and they're happy about something, if you don't have peace in you peace and vindictiveness and want to get back at somebody, that and peace don't go together. You can't have a
The
heart
root of
that
everything is it may be good now, but it's gonna break apart at some point. You
at
may get
some point, at some
at some
point,
good 4 years.
it,
For some reason, it's saying 4 years for Mel from a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago. She gonna get a good 4 years, but ain't nothing gonna run how it's supposed to because she's not how she's supposed to. How are you talking about Maurice? Like I'm just a realist. Maurice went out there, did whatever. He got a DUI. People get DUIs. I'm in California. People get DUIs for smoking marijuana, which is legal by state,
Mm-hmm.
but not by federal. I don't
Mm-hmm.
think he intentionally went out there to do that. But for you to speak that and then knowing the things that you have done and the things that have been said, you didn't through glasses. You could have cut that man and you could have had a mugshot. Don't be quick to judge
There but
somebody
go,
else. It
yeah,
wasn't
there
his
but the grace of
intention.
God go I. Exactly.
Yeah,
Right. And then
yeah,
she want to say,
yeah.
oh, my grandmother. A lot of people's family has passed away tragically. Don't use that as an scapegoat to solidify what you're trying to prove. Talk about what's current and what's now. Because I guarantee you, you didn't have several drinks with him. And because Kimmi and Tisha ain't letting them, they marriage go apart, just like Nell didn't, you're upset about that. Ain't nobody gonna
Well, just
kiss
like
your ass until the ring.
Maurice said in public opinion, he was already convicted, you know?
He did, and
So,
that's true.
and
That's true on
when
every
I heard
level.
about it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's unfortunate. Now, of course, nobody condones drinking and driving. Of course,
No,
nobody
we
condones
don't.
that.
I'm not
And
either.
y'all know I like to drink. My name is what? Cocktails and Conversation. But guess what?
And I had three tonight.
Exactly. But
However,
I
it's not
always
picking up
also
the
say
keys
drink
with them
responsibly.
cocktails and
If
leaving with
you
them.
get caught drinking and you decline their sobriety test and their breath, they take your ass to jail. That's just it. And then you have to go through the processes. So
Has
I think most recently it was dismissed,
it was.
but
However,
the damage was done to his reputation, and I
And
think that's
already.
another thing.
Think about
it
this also. When I sing this, people don't think about this happened months ago, right?
Right.
So as a black man in America, I don't care what your sexual oriented is, what your sexual preference is. Someone's always against you. Outside of him being man, a black man with success, a black man who's doing everything within his life to prove on camera and outside of camera with all the scrutiny within his marriage and his household, he has to show face and he's already being judged. He's a lawyer at that also. But him being black, the color of his skin, they didn't take that. So as soon as he probably denied that breathalyzer, you're guilty. It's true, we know it. But because so many people are male fans or want to listen to that narrative, or probably not probably have been or probably had something with a drunk driver and tragic. They want to put it all on him. When we have watched these people for so many years and we've watched this man accomplish so much and go through so much. But
But you know what my
also,
question was, guys? Why the hell is she telling Shanita? Shanita don't live in Huntsville.
and you know what? That's my
Is
thing.
Shanita a friend of, or is she now part of the cast? Is that
And
what's
see,
going
you
on?
know what, Mildred? That was
I
my thing.
didn't get that part. I was like, huh?
And then she was just in her confessional, or she was just telling Nell, or she was just sitting down in the kitchen or doing whatever, and saying about why people are always concerned about her. Why is she always? She's all, I think
she in the
for me,
camera. That's
it's
why they
like
concerned.
she
She
gets
need to
a
mind her
thrill.
goddamn business. That's what it
For
is.
me, it seems like she gets a thrill out of when something not so good happens to someone else. But I want to take it in another direction.
Okay.
Now, but we could go back to because we're gonna go back to Miss Ma'am.
Okay.
Ken and I don't know what her name,
Oh,
Ken and Latifah.
Trisha,
Trisha.
Trisha. Okay, Ken and Trisha, because I can't
Trisha
you
the body,
yeah,
Trisha,
yeah,
body, yada
Trisha
yada
Body,
and the
yada,
yada.
yada.
body. I can't, Mildred, you and Anthony know I ain't good on names. I miss somebody. I miss somebody.
Just call her body, yada yada.
But
Body
that's why
yada
you
yada.
got us. Body, yada, yada.
Okay. Now the cover, the scene with Chris, not Chris, but Ken and T, what body yada yada. I thought that was so cute because they are trying to blend. And you know what? I did have a problem with um body yada yada because I felt like she was lying, she was indecisive, and she wasn't into Ken like I think she should be into Ken because Ken is I hear an echo um that Ken is a good man. But when I saw last week
The
with the
meeting,
man who's
the
supposed to
dinner.
be the baby dad or who the ex-husband is, he is such a mama's boy. And it was like she was raising three children. She got her two children. How many children she got? But then she got her husband, who is a child, who's a child himself. And to see her and Ken saying, "Well, this one got dance, this one got cheer. We done got one that's out of school." I mean, like they are a blended family, and they are making it work.
In a
They are
sense. So
and for me, that was a beautiful scene for me, because in most blended families there is seems like there's always a problem, and she is so over that man, because she was like Marceau said. I think she was waiting. Yeah, she was waiting. I want you to become a man. I want you to become a father to the children. I don't want you no more. You out and done. And then people think, what, I like body yada yada now, because you know what, she's a true black
she's
mama. Because
she's honest.
she's the type of woman that say,
Well,
"Look, you know what? I got these children. I got to do what I got to do for my children. I'm not putting myself on hold for this little boy who ain't gonna never be no man." And he talking about he live around the corner. He ain't left the marital house, baby. If you ain't sleeping in the bed with me, you left the marital house. If you ain't
Auntie,
helping me raise these children, and we ain't raising these children as one cohesive unit, and now I got a man that's everything that I want him to be, and he's doing everything I want him to do. That's right, baby. Sign them papers and let that little boy go head on and cry
I
on his mama's shoulder and suck his thumb. Cause you
see.
know what? I'm a woman, and I got things to do, and I got a Boaz, and not a stupid ass or a poor ass man, for a poor excuse for a man. So I thought, what was y'all opinion about Ken and body yada yada?
Auntie Mildred, you want to go first, or you want me to go?
You go
Because
ahead,
I got
baby.
some stuff. Okay,
Go ahead.
so Auntie,
Hit the phone, kosher.
Okay, well, I call
no, no,
while
you can
we're
hear me.
waiting.
I tapped the screen. I tapped the
Okay,
screen. You
tap
got
the
me.
Okay, okay,
screen,
go ahead.
kosher.
Okay, I got it. I got the trick. Okay, so there can always be two truths to any story. As we all have seen and it's been displayed out, they started as children. They had their first child when they were children. So all they knew was growing with each other. Women technically grow faster than men, correct? I mean, females grow faster than males, correct? But when the men get there, they can speed it up. They could be the provider. They could be that protector if that is genuinely what's within them. I do see the pain and hurt. I think I can see both sides. I think what Marquez is still in love with Trish. I believe that there was a lot of on and offs that this show is not showing in its production, which is spinning it to make Trish seem like she's just really loose. I don't think that that woman is loose at all. I think she has boundaries. She went through a lot. She suffered a lot within her marriage as well as within her own family with those losses. And Marquez could not be there. Maybe she wasn't being there for him in other ways also. We got to think about that. Like, life is life. Life be lifing, you know?
But
However,
kosher, let me say this right here. And um,
that's where you get on me at all the time. Go ahead. I know what you about.
okay,
I think I
for
know what
what
you about to say.
you know, I get what you're saying. And I even read what Trina M said about them being Ken being wrong for disrespecting Marquez and stuff like that.
How did he
We're
disrespect him? That man
Wait a minute.
stepping up.
Okay, we are only seeing a glimpse.
Right.
And just like you said, women, girls do mature quicker than boys. Men are still trying to catch up with the maturity of women.
But
And
the
so when I look at Marquez and body yada yada, I feel like you know what?
he
Sometimes we
waited.
are hang on to a situation till okay, I'm gonna wait for this man to grow up. I'm
You
gonna wait for
saying
this
it.
man to reach what I not what I feel like he should. I want him to reach his potential.
And
But then when I look at him and just to hear him talk, it's like baby, the umbilical cord was cut when you was out of your mother's womb.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this, Auntie. I'm not even gonna call you Marita because you my auntie. You give me wisdom. I don't care about YouTube. I really feel that because they came up together from high school, they have undeniable love. Is she in love with him? No. Does she want to be married to him? No, because there's so much pain. But does she want to see him suffer? Absolutely not. Ken understands that. You know what I mean? So they're trying to find a respectful balance within it. And now that it's publicized to where the whole world can see it, it's hitting him more. You know, people say 10 times more. It's hitting him a million times more. That man is still in love with her, but she has moved on. She loves him because they have history. She wants the best for him. Outside of him being the father of their children, she wants nothing but good. However, you are going to respect these boundaries. When you go into a new relationship after being married to someone, it's kind of conflicting like, oh, you know, you can't say this, you can't say that because he is my husband or ex-husband, whatever it may be. Their situation is that we seen it all the time. People acting like it ain't normal. It's been normal since the goddamn 1710s. Let's just be honest about it. She ain't the first one to do it. So all the ridicule against her, it ain't right. She's a woman, and all she is doing is protecting her heart, her foundation. She has a daughter and a son, and she's trying to lead them in the right way. Like, hey, if I can't show you a two-parent home with your mother and biological father, I will show you healthy co-parenting. He's hurt. He wants that back. He's in his feelings. He's in his heart. I'm
So
not saying that he's
Mildred,
wrong. He had a
Mildred,
good woman. I think she's a great woman. The lies, I
but
hope like
Mildred, Mildred, what do you think about it?
yeah, go on ahead. Yeah.
About Body Yaddy Yaddy and Ken,
Yeah.
Yes.
Megatron.
Megatron.
Um,
He need to stop saying them kids' name though on that show because I ain't never heard his mama, their mother, or their father say it. That's the only thing I disagree. I pat him on the back.
yeah, I was they're in a precarious position, that's for sure. And I definitely think that they are both into each other. Initially, I didn't think that Trisha was into Ken as much, but I think she is. I think she definitely is. I think she was leery and hesitant.
Very.
Yeah, and rightfully so
Yep.
to proceed because for the longest Marquez was probably all she knew.
That's all she knows outside of this
Yeah.
man and the
And
friends.
and and you know, I think they just put too much on the whole Martell
Production.
and body yada yada thing. Like they just wanted to make that more than what it was. I really got not interested in the story like back at the gym. I was like, okay, are we still talking about that? Like,
How,
move on. But I
excuse me.
think that
Oh,
whenever you have children involved, you need to really proceed carefully with how you handle their biological parent, and if you have any bonus parents in the scenario, you have to be extremely careful that you don't do any damage that can't be undone. I'll just put it that way because Ken has to be careful because he's in the household and he's raising these children and he's acting as a father. He's a bonus parent. You know what I'm saying?
he's the step up father. He stepped up to everything.
Yeah,
And I don't think when he says things like even saying their name, he's not thinking of it like that. Like he's
right.
trying to harm anybody. It's
I agree.
production. It's production that's spinning this season this way.
They're
And
definitely
like
making
think
it
about
more
it.
salacious than it needs to be.
B
For
because it's not like that. Like, come on now, everybody got a few in our family that's going through it. And it's not nothing wrong, but they're making it seem as if it's something.
Okay. So now we're winding down, and
The only
when
thing that need
they
to wind down, Auntie, is she need to mind her goddamn business out of
well,
everybody
I
goddamn
don't even want to
business.
talk. I don't even want to talk about her because she's, you know, she's not. She's what Evelyn. I'm gonna keep on quoting Evelyn Lazada. She's a non-factor.
I,
We know what her position is, and we know why she's gonna be one of those bobbing head dolls that you see in people cars. That every time the car move, the head just shake. So
head doctor.
whatever Miss
She a
Buddy
doctor.
say, her head is just gonna shake. It's just
It's gonna
gonna
bob.
shake. It's
It
just
ain't
gonna
gonna
be a
shake.
bob. She's just a bobbing head doll. And I think we have already touched on Nell and you know what really touched me was, I don't care what people think about Maurice and the relationship that Maurice and Kimmi have, and I can I be in my past addiction and going to jail twice in one day, get out of jail on bond, and then 3 4 hours later I'm right back in jail again. And I could understand how Maurice felt. I go to
Speak
jail
on it.
first. I first go to jail for possession. And then I go to jail, and then my dude bond me out of jail. And then 4 hours later, I'm right back in jail for assault and battery. Oh,
You wasn't playing, was you? You was in
I
them
love,
streets.
listen, when I tell you I love Maritha, and when I tell you Maritha is so full of life experiences and
Yes.
wisdom,
Yes.
when I tell you she would tell you how IS is and give it to you without any
Authentic.
chaser, I love it. I love
She's
that about her.
I'm
transparent.
telling you, y'all.
Yes. Thank you,
I,
She's
Auntie
so
Marita,
herself.
for that.
I'm telling you, y'all. I went to jail because I went to buy some. I didn't go to buy no drugs, right? But my car just turned into where I saw the drug dealers at. I didn't do it. The car
You're
did.
nuts.
You know what? I ain't about to hear you no more. Let me say this
so,
right fast, cause you about to
so when
tell
I
it.
went
Don't
to
be so mad. Don't be mad.
jail, I didn't want to call nobody. But somebody knew my dude and called my dude and said, your girl is in jail. So he bond me out. You could go to jail at 12 o'clock and you ain't gonna get out to 6 o'clock, right? So that was like 12 o'clock. And then I got out around about like 8 o'clock. So when I get out at 8 o'clock, he talking, and I can't stand people doing too much talking. So
You
he was
can't
just
stand me right
talking.
now.
And so I told him, you need to shut up. And he would not shut up. So I hit him in the mouth because he was just talking. So
No
then he
DV. No
so
DV.
he told me, I'm gonna call the police and I'm gonna revoke you. But I said, do what the hell you want to do. I don't care. So he did, and they came. I went back to jail. So I went to jail for assault and battery. So I got two charges: assault and battery and possession of drugs. So
Two.
I'm saying all of this. I didn't want to call my mom, and I knew because my mom said, well, you don't sit there. But if my dad had to answer the phone, I knew my dad would say, no, she ain't gonna sit there. I'm going to get my honey out of jail.
Honey
So
paper.
when Maurice was telling Kimmi he did not want to,
Speak.
I'm hearing an echo. Um, when Maurice was telling Kimmi, I didn't want to call you. You was the last person that I would wanted to call. And I understood that, and I felt that because she's just fresh off her coming off her cancer and all of that stuff, and don't want to upset her. Don't want her to feel no kind of stress. Don't want her to feel no kind of pressure. And I understood that, and I felt sad for him at that moment. I felt sad for Maurice at that moment. And I appreciated him for taking Kimmi's feelings into consideration. So, we've been at this almost an hour, y'all. So tell me what was Mildred, what was your feelings about what Maurice was saying to Kimmi?
I thought it was beautiful. I think that navigating being on reality TV is hard. I think that they've had to endure a lot of really difficult things publicly. And you just think the cancer, oh my God, everything that they've been through, the divorce, the marriage, everything they've actually had to do, it's been hard for them. I would say, I think that they are finally getting to this spot in their relationship that's starting to feel comfortable for them, and now they can navigate together a little better. and it touched me. I saw black love. That's what I saw. And guess what? It don't have to look like what mine looked like or what somebody else's looked like. I'm like Destiny. She gave a very political answer. I respect people's love the way they want to love, and I was here for it. They don't have to show me any more than what they want to show on TV. I ain't digging for no more shit. I like what I saw.
Can I
Okay.
say my turn?
Yeah. Yeah, kosher.
So what I'm gonna say is I appreciate their transparency and still being here, whatever 9 seasons later, however many years it's been. I truly do adore their marriage the most. It ain't a lot of drama because they keep it within. They keep it on wraps. Yes, it's reality TV, but they have so much respect for one another. They're not gonna allow that. I know people, YouTube streets is about to be super hot with, oh, the way he spoke to her was wrong. He was being true. He did not want to disappoint his wife. He didn't want to add anything more on to his wife, his partner, the one he loves. And I seen it in her face like it was, what you mean? I'm gonna always be here. Don't say it like that. But I know she processed it and hugged him at the end of that day and in the beginning of the morning, like, I thank you, but regardless, I'm going to be here. That is true, not just love, friendship, respect. They can teach a lot of people a lot. Everybody got hiccups, but I truly do adore that couple. I respect that couple. They not trying to bring extra yin yang and like drama. That I don't even think they like to have fun just like everybody else do. People make mistakes. But when it comes to the love, the foundation of what they're building, they're gonna stay consistent on that train, pushing forward with it.
Well, you know,
I mean, everybody got their feelings on it, but that did hit my heart. Like it made me rethink my point. Like where I'm at in my life, like, okay, is it really that bad? You know what I mean? Everything can be bad, but when you got that, like, he didn't say it, he wasn't talking at her. He was talking not just to his wife, he was talking to his best friend, like, I'm sorry. I didn't want to disappoint you. You are the last person I would want to hurt.
you know that's the way that's the way that I saw it too, Coach. And finally, before we go off, I want to thank everybody for joining the aunties tonight. I'm having a good time, and I hope everybody else is having a good time. And Coach, you was talking about how that touched you. Mildred was talking about how it touched you, touched her as well, and that they were, in a marriage, you have to have a friendship, and not only
Definitely.
have that husband, and there has to be a relation. The relationship has to be more than I think just husband and wife.
They
That
got
has to be like, I'm hearing
intimacy.
an echo. Yeah, it has to be more than intimacy, and there's only like I know a lot of people, and I know a lot of married people. And Mildred and I we not only are we just YouTube friends, we are friends. And the marriage, her and James, her and her husband marriage, I don't envy it. I whenever God so choose for me to have my Boaz, I pray that He gives me someone like her husband and somebody like my dad, and because her husband is sort of like my dad. Babe, you can do what you want to do within reason. And when it's time for him to put his foot down, he put his foot down. And Mildred don't disrespect her husband. She knows that he's the head of the household and his feelings matters just as much as hers. And that's what I felt that Maurice was saying tonight, that Kimmy feelings matter. And regardless of what we done heard on YouTube or what we done heard and what people want to portray about him, and calling him a cancer hunter and all of that stuff, that he truly loved this woman, and what her feelings matter, because in a lot of marriages, the woman's feeling, the husband don't care about the woman's feeling, about his mate's feeling. And I really appreciate that about Maurice, and that made me look at him so different. And finally, we're gonna say this, and then we're gonna end it. Um, and I love the relationship between Nell and Fletcher. Nell and I love their relationship. The Fletchers, I love Nell. What is his first name?
Chris, they are so cute to me.
Chris,
Yeah,
they are.
Chris. I
They're so cute.
I love their relationship, because I feel like in a marriage, in any relationship, if he's just your significant other and he's just your almost your husband or whatever, I'm hearing an echo. Um, I feel like you have to be able to laugh together, and there shouldn't be anything that you cannot talk about. I feel like, um, my ideal relationship is just being able to talk about everything, to laugh about everything. And then when you get upset with each other, you don't let him, and my dad always told me, honey, and it's in the Bible, don't go to bed, don't ever go to bed angry. Don't let the sun go down with you being angry, because you don't know what's going to transpire between you laying down and you might not get up. So you going to bed angry, and all that is on your heart. And then that's not fair to that person, because that person didn't get to say I'm sorry. You didn't get to say I'm sorry. And being in a relationship, you have to learn how to laugh. You got to learn how to be misunderstood. You got to learn how to be understood, and you got to be willing to compromise with each other and laugh at each other, laugh at yourself. And my ideal relationship is like, I get angry and he'll come and do something, pat me on my behind and say, girl, come on here and stop acting like a fool, and me grabbing him by his behind and say, come on, boy, let's stop acting like this right here, and let's go to bed and let's talk about it. That's my ideal of a relationship. And I believe that's kind of like what Chris and Nell have. And when Nell and Chris was talking at the dance studio, I feel like Nell is kind of fed up with Miss Buddy now. What's your opinion on that, Mildred?
I think she's hurt. So hurt can equate to fed up for sure. She said she left. Well, what she said when I watched the scene, she said she listened to Mel and she took it. The words were, she said, I just took it. I took it. But she said as she was driving, she processed it, and it really hurt her. And I think whenever you have friendships that I think were solid, like I said this earlier, I think that Nell and Mel were true friends. I think that Nell had the best of intentions for both Martell and Mel. And now there is a huge canyon-sized rift in this friendship. I hope they can repair it. I hope they can. I don't know though, because Nell seemed very hurt. And I know she's going to get a lot of flack. That's the part that's even worse, because there's a whole lot of people who really have nothing to do with that, that's going to put more into it, social media wise, you know what I'm saying? So, and if it's not going to be helpful, then it's going to be hurtful. And I just see more of that happening, and I hope it don't, but I think it will.
And you know what, Mildred, you are so right. But my hope for Nail is that she stand her ground, be flat footed and 10 toes down, and stand in it and stop apologizing and saying, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean it like that. If your feelings are hurt, acknowledge that my feelings are hurt. Growing up, my grandmother always made sure that I was heard. So when my daughter was growing up, I made sure that she was heard also. But when my granddaughter came into being, I made it a point to let her know your feelings matter. Your feelings matter. And don't keep apologizing for the way that you are feeling. And see, the thing is, Mel needs to be held accountable. Even though she don't like to be held accountable for the things that she's done and the things that she said, she don't like to be held accountable for that. And
Let me
sweetheart,
throw a curveball at you for real quick. Uh,
okay.
so Martel said seasons ago, he said something in do girl. I know that term because I'm from Florida. We say, you know what? Do you guys ever heard the term do girl? I've heard that term. Have you?
Well, I'm from Florida and I done heard that term because
Right.
I done said
I haven't.
Some
I've
people, I
heard
think
yes,
it
girl.
might be a southern thing. It may be just certain regions that say it, but I've definitely heard it, and and it means a yes person, somebody that just go along, that say yes to anything you want to say, agree with you all the time. It's pretty much like that type of person. You may say they're a flunky or something, but Nell said it, and then people are accusing her of following or regurgitating something that Martell said seasons ago. I don't know if that's what happened. I mean, I don't know the correlation of Nell saying it versus when Martell said it a long time ago, but I know she got a lot of flack for it.
but you know what, Mildred, my thing is with, of course, I'm from Florida. And a do girl, do, because I done called a lot of dudes. You ain't nothing but old F boy and you ain't nothing but an FN boy and a do boy. So we know what I'm saying. We all know what I'm saying right now. And just like you said, I don't want to say it, but I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, then I'm gonna take it back. Okay, like Lauren,
Okay.
like Lauren. Lauren is a do girl. Lauren is a do girl. But my thing is, I don't want to be, you can't be friends with me. You cannot be my friend and don't hold me accountable because I need for my friends to hold me accountable because sometimes I'm not responsible. I am a pro- I you know I am I'm a work in progress and I'm not there yet. And when I get there, I will be in glory when I get there. So I'm not only working on myself, I'm asking God to continually work on me. However, I'm asking my friends to hold me accountable, to put me in my place when I need to be put in my place. I know Mildred will, I know Anthony will, I know Michelle will, and I have a friend right here where I live at will put me in my place. And she'll say, okay, now Diva, listen here. Listen here. Listen at what I'm saying. Nah. And and she talked to me like that. And I appreciate her for talking to me like that. She'll listen at me and then she'll tell me, now I'm gonna tell you where you wrong at. See, and then when she tell me where I'm wrong at, I can accept that. And now I'm gonna work on that to not try and correct that. I am going to correct that. But when you do not allow people to not even correct you, it's just holding you accountable for the things that you say, accountable for the things that you do. I don't want nobody around me that's going to agree with everything I say because sometimes I know things that coming out of my mouth when I'm angry, it's not right. And I don't want nobody to go along with me. I want somebody to say, girl, sit down and shut the hell up because
Yeah.
you wrong. I need that in my life
Yeah.
because that's the type of friend. I'm not gonna be afraid to tell my friends when you're wrong, and I don't even care how you feel about it. You don't if you don't want to talk to me for a couple of days, it's okay. When you want to talk, pick up the phone and we'll talk.
Take that cooling off period. But
Mhm.
you know what, Maritha, when it comes to relationships that you really value, sometimes you have to have uncomfortable conversations. They're not easy conversations to have, especially if you got to confront something. And people are always saying confrontational. No, confrontation can be a good thing. It doesn't always have to be combative just because you confront something. Okay, you're trying to get to the root of something. You're trying to resolve something. But I I didn't understand all that was going back and forth with them. I didn't. I really didn't, and it was hard for me to watch Nell and Mel scene. It really was because I think that they cared for each other, and to see this is like, well, I don't think I thought we were friends, and now let me tell you, real good friends are hard to find.
They are. They
So
are.
I wouldn't throw away I wouldn't throw away a real good friend, someone that cares enough to pray for me and cry with me and be there for me. I don't necessarily think I would be so flippant about dissolving those friendships, because you just don't know. You know where you've been, but you don't know where you're going. But that's all I got to say on that. Because listen, when the shit start getting too heavy, I withdraw, I was feeling pretty good, so I don't want to leave it on a low note. Let's pick this thing back up.
Okay, Southern girl. Many people don't like their friends to hold them accountable. This advice is for grown folks that understand the true meaning of friendship. And that's my thing. I'm a friend in need. I'm a friend indeed. I'm a be with you till the wheels fall off. I ain't no ride or die friend. I done told you. I'm a ride with you, but when it comes to that dying part, baby, you're gonna have to go to the grave by yourself. So, you know, I done ran out of drink, y'all. So, Anthony, are you here? Are you
Let's about
listening?
let's about sleep.
What's up? What measure? What we supposed to do now if he sleep?
Call him on your other phone, on your red
You
phone.
call him on your phone. I ain't got now another phone. I told you I got to get the tablet hooked back up.
Call
Call
him
him
on
on the phone and see if
call him
he,
on the red phone. Okay, hold on.
this has been so great, y'all. And I appreciate everybody being here
You
for
stay
me.
up. I'm gonna drop down so I can call him.
Okay.
Okay, babe.
Okay. I appreciate everybody for being here. I appreciate everybody being in the chat. Coach, you know I love you to life. I am her. I know you was here. I hope you're still here. I appreciate everybody for being here. Willette, honey, I thank you for being here, and you go to sleep. You need to get you some sleep. You've been working for almost 36 hours straight. AK, I appreciate everybody for coming. And it's just something I didn't, I was gonna go live on my channel, but I just didn't know how to get people to come up and stuff like that. So I talked to my nephew, and he allowed me to, allow the aunties to use his channel tonight. So he will be tomorrow. He's going to watch the show himself, and he's going to give his point of view, and of course. The aunties will be there to give our opinion as well. So, I thank everybody. I pray that everybody's having a good weekend. Y'all, it's cold here. It's in the 50s. So, it's time for me to pick. It's weather. It's weather. And we're gonna pull out our boots and everything like that. And we just I had a good time tonight. And like I said, I appreciate people for being here. I appreciate your opinion. I appreciate my nephew, and I appreciate Anthony and Kosha and everybody that was here. And I'm running out of things. Mildred is Anthony. Please come on, because I don't know how to say I'm done. And I just don't.
All right, I'm here. Thank y'all for coming on, and you all have a good day. Got my nipple, everything showing. All right, I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have a
Oh,
good night.
before you
Huh?
go off, nephew, I want to thank you, and I appreciate for I appreciate you for allowing Mildred and I to take over your channel tonight. So
No
thank you
problem. I think y'all should do
so
it more
very.
often.
Well, you just let us know, and we will. You know how we do. You know how
Okay.
we do. Also, so I'm gonna say good night, everybody, and I'll holler. And
Good
when
night,
I holler,
everyone.
y'all know what to do. Holler
All right.
back.
All
All
right.
right. Okay.
Good
Good night,
night.
everybody.